What's going on YouTube, it's Maffu, and we'll be checking out the other half of the KVK. Last video we checked out Earth and Fire Camp. If you guys want to check out that video, it will be my most recent video. And in today's video we'll be checking out Water and Wind Camp. So let's start off with Water Camp, and they have 3699. Now 3699 is the 7th alliance, but I do believe there are 2 alliance kingdom. We will only be checking out the top alliance right now. But for 3699, they have 7.4 billion power. Their king Pej Red. They have a very red theme going on. I see some very strong counts in the R4 immediately. Some 80 million power and a couple billion KP. We have Colt, we have Pluto, and so on and so forth. In the R3, they got some strong counts here as well. In the R3, they got some strong counts here. 90 million, 88 million, 80, 76, 73, and so on and so forth. Ooh, a Zenith skin from Morty. Shout out to Morty with the Zenith. Congrats, brother, congrats. They have a lot of high power counts. Now, I do believe that 99 had one of the lower KPs in the KVK, but in my opinion, I don't think current KP matters as much as KP gained. So we'll see how the DKP looks in Water Camp, and my screen is flashing blue. Now let's check out 99's alliance kills. For 99's main alliance, they have 47.7 billion kill points, 10th in the KVK, and that is the first kingdom in Water Camp. The next Water Camp kingdom is actually 86, and 86 has a really good alliance. We checked them out before the KVK, but let's give you guys a full rundown of 86. We have the king Pausa here, 45 million power, and in their R4 they have Iteri, 90 million, 2.2 billion KP. We have Z1. Is this Z1's main account? I believe Z1 was the king of 3630, but he might have migrated. Looking at R3, they have Shawnee, 103 million power, 700 million KP. They have Dragomir, 102 million power, 500 million KP, and they have a lot of strong and high power accounts. Honestly, a lot of these accounts probably have pretty decent KP because they are up there on the KP leaderboard. I believe they're 4th in the entire KVK. I'm not 100% sure. We'll check in a second. But they have a lot of power, and hey, very strong kingdom here. They got a great migration. They got Queenie that migrated there. As you guys know, Queenie was in my last KVK in Earth Camp. 274 million power and 6.2 billion KP. Native account 187 ID. We have a Wick, 147 million power, 3.5 billion KP. Very strong account. We have Pooty, who probably has one of the best native garrisons in the KVK. 122 million power, 2.7 billion KP. We have Sven here, which is one of their SVIP accounts. Now, I do believe Sven is not spending anymore. I believe someone else runs the account other than the original owner. But I know this account is SVIP. They have hits. Demigoddess is in this kingdom, 84 million power, 5.1 billion KP. And speaking of Demigoddess, we'll be checking out her other KVK in 3815 in a future video. But yeah, as you can see, very strong kingdom. There's a lot of 99 players in here. This guy was in my last kingdom, core. And let's check out their KP. As I said previously, 86 is the 4th place on the leaderboard with 100 billion KP. It goes Wind Camp is number 1, then Fire, then Earth, and then Water. So good job to 86. They had a great migration. Next up, we'll be checking out 3701, who's also very high on the leaderboard. This is another Water Camp kingdom, 7.5 billion KP. And oh my god, I just instantly see Archie with 125 million power. Big account. Another big account here is Ziggs, 111 million power. And they have someone named Joe with 115 million power. These are young accounts, probably natives, and hey, these are they have a lot of power in Water Camp. As you guys know from the scan, Water Camp had the most power out of every single kingdom, but also the lowest KP. So this KVK is kind of up onto Water Camp to step up and hey, fight us in Fire Camp, get some good KP. I think Water Camp will put up a good fight in this next zone. I hope that just because you have low KP doesn't mean you can't gain more KP, you know? So I hope Water Camp will just put up a crazy fight in zone 5. We get like a 1 or 2 day long fight, and then we move on to the next zone. I think that'll be awesome. Hey, if you're in Water Camp, drop a comment down below. But yeah, as you can see, a very high power alliance. Honestly, Water Camp has a very good mid-range alliances. They don't have the top of the top. They don't have a super strong A seed, but they have 4 very solid kingdoms, which could be harder than a camp with 1 solid kingdom and then 3 lower kingdoms. So we'll see how this zone will turn out. I hope we win, obviously, but hey, you never know. Oh, from 86, Ballon Hutton is also in this 86 as well. He's in this alliance right now. Now let's check their KP. 01 is 8th in the KVK with 58 billion KP. Very solid. And let's check out the last kingdom in Water Camp. 76. We're checking out 76. Whoa, they have 2 stars. 2 stars for 76. And looking at their alliance, Luon the King with Descree. Got a Zenith skin here. 1.2 billion KP. Very young account. 192 ID. Very, very much younger than mine. They have Zay with 101 million power. 2.3 billion KP. Hold on, this alliance got some fighters, man. I was not aware. We have Descree. We got Silent Heart. We have another Luon account. We got Hikaru Nakamura. We got Princess. Now looking at the R3, we have Biggie T, 90 million power, 1.1 billion KP. We have Pepsi. Pepsi was actually in my last kingdom, I believe. 77 million power, almost 78, with 2.5 billion KP. And we have a solid lineup here. I'm looking for names I recognize. I'm not seeing any just yet. And I actually see that there's a lot of other kingdoms in this alliance as well. Probably doing Bastion quests at the moment. This is very, very common. Typically, 3 alliances will get 3 Bastions, and then the other 3 alliances will get the other 3 Bastions. So it'll be 2 coalitions you have to jump between. But yeah, that was 37. But yeah, that was 3676. Let's check out their KP. They are 9th on the KP leaderboard with 52 billion KP. Honestly, Watercamp's looking very, very solid. I might have been underestimating them, but hey, we'll see when the fighting starts. Obviously, they have less KP than us. But hey, if they can put their power to use and kill their troops off in flags and drain us a bit, that would be very, very smart for Water Camp. Obviously, Earth Camp is going to be trying to do that to Wind Camp. So if Water Camp does that to us, then it'll even the playing field a little bit. But speaking of Wind Camp, let's check out the big bad boss. The strongest kingdom in this KVK, 90. As you can see, I'm already spoiling their KP, but let's look at their main alliance here. They're second in power by around 200 million, 11.3 billion power with Sorene, 100 million power account, 1.4 billion KP. We have Lotus Killer, which is OGRBD. We looked at him before, 312 million power, 5.8 billion KP. We have Jet, 232 million power, 6.4 billion KP. We have Ram, 160 million power, 6.3 billion KP. And so far, all the accounts except Sorene's have been native. These 3 accounts are native. Now we get into the sleeper accounts. As you guys have seen, there's 3 sleeper accounts in 3690 that have over 10 billion KP. This is the first one, Ram's sleeper account that he bought and then brought in, 123 million power, 15 billion KP. Now, the reason sleeper accounts are so annoying is because they have multiple marches that a native account probably wouldn't have. But if it's in the game, there's no reason complaining about it. It does suck, obviously, but hey, it is what it is. Fenrir, another sleeper account brought in, 120 million power, 17 billion KP, probably purchased and brought in. We have Vito. Actually, I don't think this is a sleeper account, but Vito, Zango, Pearl, and so on and so forth. Looking at R3, we're starting off with Naif, who's probably one of the best fighters, and my prediction for top 1 in Autark leaderboard for kills. 253 million power and 8.4 billion KP. Last KVK, he almost reached 5 billion KP gained, so I predict him to be top 1 in the Autark leaderboard. As you can see, his last KVK stats were absolutely insane. We have Rush Panda. This is the 3rd sleeper account that they brought in, over 10 million KP, 153 million power, 12.4 billion KP. We have Emperor Leith here, 152 million power, 1.7 billion KP. We have Bander, 143 million power, 1.8 billion KP. We have Bappa, 137 million power, 2.3 billion KP. We have Jax, 136 million power, 2.9 billion KP. As you can see, very, very stacked alliance. And I'm right to say that this is probably going to be a good KVK. A lot of people think the matchmaking is unfair because we're fighting top versus bottom instead of left versus right. But Wind Camp is actually probably stronger than Fire Camp. If they're not stronger than Fire Camp, we're probably similar strength, which is why I think the matchmaking is still fair. And you guys will see by Kingsland, it'll probably be a very, very close fight, and hopefully it'll last several days. We'll see, of course. We have Sultan Avrang, 129 million power, 3 billion KP. Asia, 666, Dead, Absolute Doubt. A lot of strong accounts here. Chu, of course. But yeah, this will be a great KVK. I'm super, super excited. Now, as you guys know, my goal was to get 700 million KP. I don't know if I'm talking about this during a Kingdom review, but hey, hopefully the Kingsland lasts long enough for me to get it. And yeah, that is 90. As you guys saw, we can look at their KP again, but 226 billion in that alliance right there. Very, very strong main alliance. For 3690, let's check out their first campmate. The first campmate for 90 is 3694, Family of Warriors, 6.2 billion main alliance. We have Ahmet the King, and as you can see, there's some strong accounts in here. We got Swazi, 88 million power, 1.3 billion KP, same account age as me. We have 99 here, Juan Snow. And looking in the R3, they have some 100 mil power players. We have you here, 106 million power, 872 million KP. We have Capcan, 97 million power, 954 million KP. And the amount of 100 mil power players in this KVK is actually absurd. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is very, very insane, and that's why I think this KVK is worth watching. This KVK is gonna be nuts. So that is 3694. Let's check out their KP. 94 is sitting at 15th in KP with 35 billion. Let's check out their second campmate, which is 3691. 3691 is sitting at 15th in alliance power, 5 billion alliance power. This is the main alliance, I believe. Crimson Dragons. We have King Slap, the king, 57 million power, 1.4 billion KP. And right off the bat, I see a rider with 100 million power, 2.8 billion KP. Very, very insane account. We got Tank, Alchemist, Scar, and so on and so forth. This alliance actually looks very, very strong, but as you guys saw from their power, they don't have too many players of high power. Main alliance is sitting at 5 billion, and they have a lot of lower players. I believe this is a lower seed that got thrown into our KVK, so hey, they're gonna do their best. They have a good campmate, so hopefully they can perform and get some KP. 3691 sitting at 16th on the alliance leaderboards with 28 billion KP. The last alliance in Camp is Celestial Maidens, 3674, 8 billion KP, with the king Nikala. Very, very high on the leaderboards. We have Dr. Squanch. I believe I've seen this guy before. I don't know where, but that's an old ID, so probably not. We have Sakuna and so on and so forth. Some of the big players are Jappy, Huang. Oh, Smoosh is here. I know Smoosh. And they look like they have a strong alliance. Probably 40 to 70 million power players on average. Very, very solid, and they'll make up a good part of the field in Camp. Obviously, we're missing some players in the other camps that are over here, but man, this is going to be fun KVK. Let's check with 74's KP. 74 is actually 5th in the KVK with 67 million KP. Now, obviously, I must have missed some accounts. I looked at a couple of accounts and I didn't see any crazy KP numbers, but they probably have some banger accounts that are hidden in there. I can't look at every account because it would take too long, but I tried my best. But anyways, that is all the kingdoms, all the camps. That is our KVK. If you guys are excited for this KVK, drop a comment down below and let me know. I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and peace.